Hey everybody, welcome to RochesterFirst.com. I'm News 8 Chief Meteorologist Eric Sneidel on a very snowy evening across western New York. Big picture on satellite and radar. To be clear with all of this, everything that you see in green is snow. There's no mixed bag precip in any of this. Too cold for any of that. So at this stage, all we track is how heavy is that snow falling. Most of the heaviest snow is going to be south and southeast. This is where winter storm warnings are in effect. Places like Binghamton that could be picking up at least a foot of snow through the overnight and early tomorrow. Ithaca getting in on the fun there too. Closer to home in Rochester. Now, we've picked this snow up now over the last 2 to 3 hours, but you're noticing a few things. Some erosion here of the back edge of what would be the light snowflakes. So we've still got snow that's falling over downtown most of Monroe County. But, this is going to be a part of the world, I think, as you get back west into Genesee and Orleans, that relatively speaking, there's going to be less snow that ends up falling. And you can also see that with the 3D scope out of this. There are more murky snowflakes showing up near, east, and south of Rochester than farther off to the west, where those flakes are kind of eaten away by some of that drier air. So we'll continue to watch this through the course of the night. I think what you see is about what you get. There's going to be a night of just light to moderate snow through most of the area. A few changes with the headlines here. We now include Monroe and Wayne County in the winter weather advisory, so everybody minus Orleans is now under at least an advisory. We have a winter storm warning that was just recently upgraded from the advisory into Yates County. That'll be a part of the world that, again, could pick up maybe in a few spots close to double-digit inches of snowfall. Travel implications out of this. We've got snow on secondary roadways right now, but the general rule is most spots don't have more than 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So travel for the next few hours should not be that big of a deal. And this is more of a product of just time, not so much that the snow is getting heavier, but it's just continuing to pile up that we kind of go from this some issues to more moderate issues, especially south of the Thruway as we go into your Thursday morning commute, which, speaking of, some of the thoroughfares are going to be better than others, I would imagine. I think I-90, for example, there's going to be some slowdowns here, but this is a manageable snow along the Thruway. South on 390 as you get into parts of Livingston County, now you're getting into some heavier snowfall amounts. That one will obviously be a little bit slower and tougher to travel, much more difficult into parts of the southern tier, where 390 then intersects going more westward there with I-86. That's going to be a tough spot where more than a foot of snow could be on the ground by the morning. How about the kiddos watching this? Are you going to be going to school tomorrow? I think you're going to school tomorrow. Yeah, this is not a snowstorm at all. This is going to be a much more manageable, more of a nuisance snow than anything else. But if you're not doing this from home already because of the whole COVID situation, I believe you are school bound early tomorrow morning. Future View. Let's take this through 5, 6, 7 o'clock. What we call the synoptic snow, which is the system snow, the everybody getting snow, that's pulling on out of here by tomorrow morning. What we think is going to set up, though, by about 9 o'clock, this is some lake enhancement. So while the everybody snow moves on out, we've got a few of these snow bands that will continue in parts of Monroe and Wayne County that will add at least some element of continued flakes into there through the middle part of the morning. The afternoon drive home looks much better. I don't think there's any snowfall left over by that point. Overall expected snowfall totals out of this. If you're watching us from Monroe and Wayne County, I think 3 to 6 inches seems fair. It's going to be a very light and fluffy snow, high snow ratios. If you are south of the Thruway, from Wyoming to Geneseo to Canandaigua, you may end up closer to ½ a foot. Once you go even farther south, Castile, Dansville, Naples, and Penn Yan, you end up on the farther end of that 6 to 10 inch scale. I think you're closer to getting 10, and that 10 to 14 inch contour getting into parts of Yates County, where our friends there are under that winter storm warning. 8-day forecast. Snow's not going to be sticking around, I don't think, that long. It'll still be there through Friday. Highs will get to about the freezing mark. We're way above freezing going into the weekend. Highs near 40 both Saturday and Sunday, and it appears to be, despite being cloudy, dry.